Okay, hello and welcome back everyone to Starbound. My name is FrostShade, and it's been quite a while since I last recorded this. It's been about a week since I made the last footage, I believe, and I've been exploring off-screen. I haven't been progressing the story too much. It's been mostly accidental due to the fact that I've gone to like snow planets and shit like that trying to let's see here. I've been gathering up titanium ore and bones and samples and things like that so that I can basically just, have a decent amount of supplies. And the reason as to why I got all of these supplies off screen is due to the fact that I was not recording. And the reason to why I wasn't recording is because gathering resources is, it's a majority of the game, It's a full-on task that you have to take on no matter what. Due to the fact that you're going to need a lot of supplies, you're going to need resources very, very often. And very, very often, you're also going to find yourself lacking in those resources that you're constantly in need of. So, let me show you up here. I've been gathering up tungsten, iron, silver, scorched cores, and I've ended up getting gnome cap, rainbow helmet, rainbow wood helmet, more like it. Ended up getting a couple of more instruments, which is always nice, obviously. Ended up finding a couple of more weapons. I'm not entirely sure why a boomerang is considered to be legendary. Money bag sack, cosmetic items, it's nice. Butterfly wings and strawberry mask. Found some kind of a pet collar, although I'm not entirely sure how it works. Apparently, I can capture animals with one of those pods that I found on the Florin, hunting caverns, the ceremonial hunting caverns. And I can apparently capture monsters and keep them around as pets, which does actually sound rather cool. I found a couple of pickaxes, ended up finding a chef jacket, another type of collar for my pet if I ever want to get one. Ended up finding this Soul Seeker broadsword, one-handed. Damage per swing is 23.3. Ended up finding a gauntlet, which is a fist weapon of all things. It's kind of interesting that there are so many things in this game. Anything else? Not really. I mean, I found a shit ton of diamonds because of the fact that I've been exploring on snow planets, and I ended up finding, small stones that were dark blue, and I broke them open, and inside there were, 3 diamonds. 2 or 3 diamonds each, and I ended up finding, 4 of them, so, yeah, I ended up getting a shit ton of diamonds. Just gonna drop off the flower petals in here, and on top of that, I believe that should actually be about it. If I have to be honest. Can I? Thanks. Okay, so I also ended up getting a couple of ingredients and food, because I am going to need food. That should be about it, really. I am about to head down to this planet down here. What's it called? It is called Melpomene Cluster 1, and it's an ocean planet. So that is exactly where I need to go to find Hylatol clues. But how exactly did you end up getting so much how much... fuck, I'm just... something happened a moment ago, and I'm kind of going through an adrenaline rush at the moment, so to speak. And I'm agitated on top of that, so sorry if I'm a little bit too energetic and talking too fast. But basically, on the snow planets, there were a bunch of abandoned Hylital, like, bases. And as I was breaking things open and scanning things away, I ended up getting a couple of research things. I ended up getting clues for the Hylital orb or whatever. Yes. Also, I ended up finding 2 rather interesting weapons on my journeys. And I've been going for like 4 hours off screen. I ended up finding the Time Pierce sword. It's a 2-handed broadsword with a special ability that allows you to slow down enemies. Well, 1 enemy can be frozen at a time, and it deals a shit ton of damage. So, equipping that. I also ended up finding Tesla's Wrath, a sniper rifle that deals 30 damage per shot. And I haven't actually used this yet, due to the fact that I kind of wanted it to be, you know, a first-hand view, so to speak. I wanted you guys to get the true reaction to me using this weapon for the first time. I mean, it says that it does 30 damage, but this sword says 23, and it deals like 70 per hit. Yes, I also ended up upgrading my breathing EPP with damage boost 2, due to the fact that I ended up finding one of those on one of these snow planets. Found it inside of a chest, like 50 blocks down inside of a cave, like in a sarcophagus or some shit like that. Not entirely sure why it was there, but, you know, I'm happy about it. Yes, also, I've found quite a few manipulator modules and teleporter cores. Do I have more of those? I don't think... Oh, I actually do. Wow. But yeah, I have a shit ton of supplies now. I legitimately have so many supplies that I don't know what to do with them. Also ended up finding a vine whip. Also crafted myself a couple of fridges because I want my food to remain solid. I don't want to waste food, because that's something that I've been taught in real life. Don't waste food. Speaking of which, time to eat. Nom. Anyway, let's go down and finish off this scan objects to find Hylital clues quest. Also, I deeply apologize for the fact that I ended up basically... Wait, where the fuck am... Oh, this is one of the planets that I was just on. Well, fuck me. Did I actually not end up traveling there? Whatever. My apologies, people, but you're gonna have to bear with me and my unprofessionalism. There we go. So, this weapon looks fucking cool, if I'm gonna be honest. It looks like a fucking rocket launcher turned into a sniper rifle. It's like they took the barrel of a rocket launcher and, hold on. Just had to wait for the ship to, you know, become quiet. Quieter, more like it. But it looks like this was turned into a sniper from, like, a rocket launcher, which would explain the massive tube, and it's probably extremely narrow down, like, the final piece of the tube. The barrel. So anyway, let's go down to the ocean planet and continue progressing the story. Oh, let's try it. Oh, 90 damage. Oh, you're gonna be my friend forever. This is gonna be fun. Fuck off. Fuck off. I also ended up buying a couple of coconuts on one of the snow planets because there was like an outpost or some shit like that, and I'm not entirely sure how much the coconuts are worth, but I bought them for like 79 each or some such. I mean, to be honest, money isn't really an issue for me anymore, because I have 67,000, because I've been selling the majority of the weapons that I've been finding. 'Cause I'm a greedy motherfucker. Fuck 'em. So yeah, it seems like most of these creatures aren't even gonna be a problem for me anymore. Which is fun. Well, for me. I mean, as I said, I do deeply apologize for the fact that I didn't show so much of the footage that I could have probably ended up getting, but I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, like, the mining and shit like that in this game is easily the most boring part of the game, if I'm gonna be honest. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of other people probably feel the same way that I do in that regard, due to the fact that a mining trip can take upwards to like 2 to 5 hours if you want to end up getting, you know, everything that you need. Ooh. Stuff. Food? Food, yes. Oh yeah, I ended up buying a couple of those as well. Coral creeps and reef pots because I wanted to, like, increase the amount of recipes that I had to cook. So, yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, again, I'm sorry about the fact that I ended up skipping over so much footage, but I really dislike having to show literally everything, especially when there's absolutely no point in doing it. And the reason for why I say that there's no point in showing all of it is due to the fact that it's incredibly tedious and it's incredibly boring to watch someone run around for like 4.5 hours, literally just grabbing ore. Because there's not all that much to talk about when doing it, you know? There's not all that much stuff that you can do while running around grabbing ores like 70 or 80 blocks down below the planet's surface. It's incredibly tedious, it's boring, you encounter a couple of enemies here and there, but they're not lethal enough to actually kill you for the most part. Not to mention the fact that every time that you end up getting killed, you then have to spend like an additional 40 to 50 minutes freaking running. Just, what's this? Ooh, a homing thing. Lovely. Oh, awesome. I love this weapon. But yeah, as I was saying, it's incredibly tedious, it's just boring, in my opinion, to watch someone run around for 4 hours, literally just doing the most monotonous fucking thing in the entire game. Namely, mining. Sure, you come across a couple of chests here and there, you come across a couple of supplies, weapons, possibly even a legendary weapon or two, or something like that. But at the end of the day, you basically end up having to watch or edit through like fucking 5 or 6 hours of just straight up mining, and it's not that fun to begin with, not to mention the fact that it becomes very stale extremely quickly. Oh, that was one of the blue blocks that I was talking about in, I think it's been over 15 minutes, so yeah. One of the blue blocks that I ended up getting like 3 to 4 diamonds from, and I found like 4 of them, so yeah. How many diamonds did I have? Like 18 on my ship? So, yeah, now you know how those look. They're blue. Also, I mean, I dislike having to apologize so much, but I feel as if I owe you an explanation when it comes down to why I skipped over when I ended up getting these weapons. The reason for that is because it was extremely late at night. It was around 2 AM, and it was literally within the final, like, 5 minutes before I was heading to bed, and I ended up finding this weapon. And then the next day, I ended up finding the Time Pierce. I didn't want to use the Tesla's Wrath because I wanted the experience of me using it the first time, the first couple of shots, to be genuine. But the Time Pierce, you know, it's just a regular, it's a sword, you know? It's not something that anyone is unused to seeing. I mean, sure, it looks cool, it looks fucking awesome, but other than that, it's literally just like any other sword, you know? Sure, it has a special ability, but so do most two-handed weapons. If not all of them.